Hey parents, it's Robbin McManne here. I am an expert in parenting and I am an expert in helping you with kids that are extra, that have big needs, big emotions, who are often labeled as challenging and oppositional. I have lived with a child for 17 years and parented him through a lot of the same struggles that you're facing. So I know exactly what it feels like. So today I'm talking about the angry child. And I do want to ask you that if this video resonates with you, please do like it and subscribe to my channel and also share it with anybody else who you know needs to hear this too. It really does help me to spread this message of peaceful parenting and peaceful parenting with boundaries where our kids listen to us, but we also grow in relationship with them as well. So let's talk about these angry kiddos. I have a child who is very explosive as well. And I know what it's like to have a child who, because of their discomfort in situations, because of their high needs, is unwilling to do things, often drives the bus in the family and really controls everything because their reactions are so big that you're just trying to avoid a meltdown or the next meltdown because you know it's going to happen. I was talking to a mom the other day and she said, we don't do things like a normal family because our child is just so explosive. So we stay home a lot. We don't do the things that I dreamed we would do as a family. And that's really hard. And it doesn't need to be that way. So these angry kiddos often show up with big emotions, right? Big behavior. And we usually call that a meltdown or a tantrum. That's usually the display of anger that we get. It's usually an outward display. Sometimes it's a big, no, I refuse to do it. Sometimes they are throwing things, hitting somebody. Either way, what I want you to know is that the kids that provoke turmoil are in turmoil themselves. And when you see these big displays of emotion, they are emotions out of control. It's not behavior. So again, meltdowns are not behavior. They're emotions out of control. Throwing things, emotions out of control. Hitting somebody are emotions out of control. So you need to know that first. And really, this meltdown is an invitation for you to grow in your connection with your child and actually build a really strong relationship with them. And you do this first by showing up with some curiosity, like, okay, hold on a second. What is going on here? How come you are so upset? And so before you react, a way to get yourself in the habit of responding is to just slow down for a second. I say this all the time to parents that parenting isn't an emergency. This child's meltdown is not an emergency unless they're hurting themselves, unless somebody else is getting hurt, of course. So what you need to do is stop for a second. And I want you to notice this. I want you to notice what's going on with you. When you see your child melting down, what is the internal dialogue in your own mind saying? And look, we say a lot of stuff and our mind is so fast. And these thoughts come uninvited. And we say things like, ugh, not again. Oh, you ruin everything. Oh my goodness. This is like, I can't believe you're doing this now. Or why do you have to be so difficult? Or how come I can't get you to stop? Why are you so hard all the time? What am I doing wrong? Am I just the worst parent ever? Am I the worst mom ever? Is that why you're like this? So I want you to notice those thoughts. And when we have those thoughts, often it leads us to labeling our child's behavior, which may be true, but most likely isn't true. You start to say things like, you're just so stubborn, or you're so difficult. You're always crying about something. You are always causing us trouble. Maybe we say they're whiny, they're difficult, they're defiant, they're rude, they're nasty, they're just always a problem. And I said things like that, those things and more, and even worse things. And they didn't help me calm down. They didn't help me parent my child anymore. So you can do away with those things too. What I want you to do instead is show up with curiosity and an open heart and an open mind and say, okay, what is going on with my child? How come? Oftentimes our kids if we've just picked them up from school or from camp or from daycare, they have been building the stress hormone cortisol throughout the day because they're always dictated to for what to do and when to do it. And they're trying so hard to be good that the stress hormone just builds and builds and builds. And then when they see you, you are their safe place, and they breathe sort of a sigh of relief and say, oh, okay, now I can just be myself and I can just let this all out. And sometimes they need to yell and cry and have some big emotions in order to get over it. So just know that sometimes this is just a biological phenomenon that's happening with your child. But maybe something happened beforehand. Maybe there was a trigger that happened before and you missed it, right? So slowing down allows you to gather your thoughts, to notice your thoughts, what's unhelpful in your thoughts, and remind yourself that my child just needs help, is struggling, and I can help them. So instead of the thoughts that you have saying you're just such a problem, you're so difficult, I don't know why you're always complaining about everything, I want you to instead say, my child is struggling and he or she needs my help right now. My child is struggling. He or she needs my help right now. And from there, you can feel your heart softening a little bit because they're not trying to manipulate you. They're not trying to control you, right? Those are also unhelpful thoughts and beliefs that we have. They're just in turmoil and we want to help them because it doesn't feel good for them. And we know that it doesn't feel good for us too. So we want to meet them where they are and just give them empathy, like, oh my goodness, yes, you are so upset right now and you need to cry. And that's okay. It's okay if you need to cry right now. I am right here for you. Now, one of the things that I want you to make note of is that our kids are always trying to get their needs met. And sometimes these kids are really good at getting their needs met. They're really loud about getting their needs met, very demanding about getting their needs met. And I call these kids need getting badasses because they know what they want and they know when they want it. And they're going to let you know if they got something that they don't want, right? So have you really been tuned into their needs? Have you been focused on giving them attention? You know, our kids really do need attention, and oftentimes we aren't giving them our attention. And at the core of who our kids are, they need us. They need connection with us. And if we're so busy doing other things, or we're spending time with them while looking on our phone, for example, we're not giving them our full attention. And we can actually pick up on the precursors to a meltdown when we are tuned in. So my invitation to you is to really try your best to pay attention to your kids. And I know that's not easy. You've got a million things to do, but try to take some more intentional time and really notice what's going on, because actually you can really prevent a lot of this behavior before it even happens if you are really tuned into your kids. There are 8 basic core needs of a child. And when you have a child that has really big needs, you really want to pay attention to them. So here are the 8 of them. And I'm going to give you a bonus 9th one because I know this is really important too. So we have unconditional love, that our kids are loved no matter what, whether they have good behavior or bad behavior, whether they please us or displease us, whether they achieve or don't achieve things, that they are loved because they are worthy of love. And that is their absolute right. So unconditional love, there is attention. They need it. Affection, like hugging and kissing and loving on them, touching them. That is so important. And it boosts oxytocin. Also, they need appreciation. They need to know that their presence here in this family is appreciated and that they have a place that they belong. That is also so important. Our kids also need connection with us. It's what I just said. Connection is everything for our kids. And having a deep connection with us and other trusted adults in their life is of vital importance to them. And they also need empathy, where we can meet them where they are, not where we expect them to be or not where we think an adult should be. We meet them where they are in all of the innocence that they see the world in. And we put ourselves in their shoes, even if we don't agree. That if I was walking down the street and my ice cream cone fell upside down, got all dirty, and I couldn't have it anymore, that I would be really upset. And if somebody told me to get over it, that would hurt my feelings and that would make it way worse. But if my mom said to me, "Oh my goodness, that is so, so hard. What a disappointment. Oh my goodness, babe, that must be so disappointing that you didn't get to finish your ice cream cone." That is what we're talking about. That is the difference. Imagine what that would be like if your parents did that to you, right? If in the hardest times that you had in your life, that your parents gave you empathy and said, "Wow, that's hard. And hey, what can I do to support you?" Without judgment or without criticism. That is so huge. The other two are independence and growth. Independence, our kids are going to grow up and grow away from us, and we need to give them the space to do that. But there's a balance between pushing them and also keeping them safe. And growth, we have to give them an opportunity to try and fail and grow away from us. So that is the 8 core basic needs of a child. And the 9th is play. Play is also a vital component to growing and developing. So with those 8 core needs in mind, can you see a place where your child isn't getting their needs met fully? So that's something for you to think about and to reflect on, to help you to really unravel what's going on with your child if they are an angry child. But the other thing that we really want to focus on is the words we use to describe our child, and saying things like angry and stubborn and rude and disappointment, or all the things that we say. And like I said, we say even worse things in our head than we would ever out loud. But our kids can feel the disapproval. They can feel the energy that we are putting out there when we call them a name. And the reason we don't want to do that is it doesn't help us parent anymore peacefully. It doesn't help us get to the bottom of what's really going on. In fact, it takes us further and further away from it, because we've added a label to a behavior that doesn't get to the bottom of why they're feeling the way that they are. And so we'll say, "You're just really difficult." And that takes us out of curiosity and compassion, right? Like, how come this is so hard for you? And so we want to take the labels that we have, the statements that we have that we believe may be true, and we want to replace them with ones that are helpful. Like, my child is just acting his age. My child has so much energy. My child is uncomfortable with change and transition, and I can support them. How can I support them? Could be the other question that you ask. I am working on supporting my child, and I'm learning what works for them. Finding a way to reframe your child, you don't just do for you, you also do it for your child, because your child will inevitably pick up what you say to them about what they're like. So we may call a child stubborn or selfish, and eventually they'll hear it. And what happens is that starts to play on the record in our heads, where we hear all the time that we're not good enough, that we don't measure up, that we're not worthy. And we don't want that for our kids. We don't want that for our kids, because we know how painful that is, because we were taught that, we were brought up that way. I can tell you that as a child, I was always told that I was selfish. And there was a time my dad decided that I was selfish, and all of my life he told me that I was selfish. And it was even in my adult life that he would say that to me. Selfish became a way and really a lens through which he saw me. And that lens did not do justice to who I really was. And it stopped him from actually seeing me and connecting with me, because he just decided that when I liked something, or maybe I wanted something, that I was selfish. And it wasn't true. But from my side of things, I became a people pleaser. So it leads to disempowering beliefs about ourselves and actions to please other people. to make other people like us. And I definitely did that. I wanted people to like me. I said that in the present tense almost because it's not fully gone from me that, I would often overgive and give more of myself in a friendship just to be liked when actually I was good enough on my own and I have lots to offer, but I felt like I had to hustle to be loved and hustle to be liked. And I didn't want anyone to think I was selfish because I kind of believed that I was, but I wasn't. I was just a kid being a kid, and kids can be very selfish because they don't know any other way yet. So that stopped my dad from seeing me and stopped me from really living into who I really am. Not until I was an adult, had my own kids and did some of my own work on myself that I was able to lose that, or mostly lose it, because it is something that I struggle with to this day. So you do this for your child too. Look at the way you label their behavior and try to find a new way of describing their behavior. Instead of whiny, they don't have the voice to ask for something different. Instead of demanding, wow, do they ever know how to get their needs met? Instead of angry, you can say, my child has big emotions and I can help them through this. So with all of that said, keep an open mind and an open heart for your child. Know that they aren't trying to control you or trying to manipulate you, that they just have feelings that are out of control. And if we show up with curiosity and with empathy, and we notice which needs our child is or isn't getting met, it can really help us to calm our child down and really help us to build connection. And the closer and the more connection you have, the more your child will listen to you and will be more relaxed, less anxious, and easier to parent naturally. So let me know about your own experiences with your angry child, your child who just needs to get their needs met and doesn't know how to ask. I want to hear about it in the comments. And don't forget to please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and please share this with somebody who feels the same way. And if you look below in the description and the links, there are extras for you. There is a webinar I would love to have you join me on, a training all about how to build harmony in your home, no matter if you have a difficult child or you have a typical child. I also have a free guide, how to turn your child saying no into cooperation. And so the links are there. And I just really invite you to take advantage of those things because they'll really help you. And if you are a parent who's struggling and you want a little bit of help, or you want to know what I do, there is a link to book a call with me as well. I would be honored to talk to you and show you exactly how I can help you move through having a difficult child so that you can have the connection with your child that you always wanted, that you dreamed of. Thanks so much for watching. Bye for now. And don't forget to check out this video because this will help you as well.